Hey, it is Lieutenant Skip here with Earn My Badge, and today this video is going to be about what departments are looking for. Some of these things may not sound that surprising because they shouldn't be. Most employers are looking at the same exact things, but in law enforcement, we are looking at it with a more critical eye. They're going deeper into these categories to make sure that the applicants that they bring on are going to represent the department well and will be successful as a police officer, as a sheriff. So the first thing that they're going to be looking for is the commitment you have to serving the community. Okay. What this means is we are representatives for the city, for the state, for that county. And our job is to offer services to the community. So are we serving that community well? Are we committed to that? Are we committed to giving service, right? In what we do. There are statutes that outline what law enforcement has to do, our responsibilities, what we can do and what we cannot do. So while we operate within that, are we giving good service to the community, taking care of them? And that is community involvement, community engagement, right? Building relationships with businesses, with residents, with schools. So are you committed to that? Or are you going to come in and say, you know what, I don't care about you. I'm just going to go do this, X, Y, and Z and collect that paycheck. If that is what you're looking for, you really need to assess whether this career is for you. Strong communication skills, okay? As a person in law enforcement, as a police officer, you are going to go into many circumstances, calls, stressful call situations, and you need to be able to communicate effectively. That means being able to listen and understand what the person in front of you is trying to say, to understand that problem, and then translate that into what we as representatives of law enforcement can and cannot do, and be able to communicate that effectively so they understand that. Sometimes that's going to be dealing with people in stressful situations who may be going through a mental health crisis, and be able to figure out the best way to connect with them to get that message across. So those strong communication skills are going to be essential. Number 3, physical fitness. Okay, in law enforcement, we are going to be pushed to a lot of different levels, right? You could be sitting in a parking lot talking to your partner and be dispatched to a shooting, to an active shooter, or an accident with serious injuries. And your body's gonna go from calm and it's gonna jump up. Your blood pressure is gonna jump up. Your adrenaline is going to jump up. And that is gonna happen multiple times a day, every week, every month throughout the year. And that happens year after year after year. That takes a stress on your body, takes a toll on your body. So you need to be able to understand that and have fitness as a priority for you. And then additionally, you need to be able to operate in these circumstances. Running upstairs, maybe we have a resistance. Are you able to stay in that resistance with your physical fitness? So that's something that you need to look at. The test that you do, the physical agility test at the beginning of the application process, is not enough. That should be the baseline. That is the minimum to get hired onto the police department. That is the absolute minimum to get into law enforcement. You need to take that and take it to the next level, and that's your responsibility. Critical thinking. Critical thinking is essential for police officers. You are going to be in situations where you need to assess what is going on very quickly. You need to make a good snapshot of what's going on, what are the options, and then make a good decision. You need to be able to articulate that decision, explain the whys, okay? You're gonna see these things, you're gonna get that gut feeling, you're gonna know based on your experience, your training, that you're gonna respond and you're gonna take an action. Now explain that. You may need to explain that to the court if you are testifying on a criminal case, okay? You need to be able to explain that to your supervisors. You need to be able to explain what you saw, what you did, and why. Additionally, we are going to look for people, departments are going to look for people that have a dedication to ongoing training, who are constantly trying to better themselves. Policing has evolved, it will continue to evolve. We will be faced with new challenges, okay? So it's not about coming into the police department, getting your badge, and then, hey, I'm good to go. I don't need to worry about things. I know what I'm doing. I know how to do those accidents. I know how to go search a building. Well, can you do it better? Are there things that we can continually improve on to do our job better? And are you dedicated to that? Are you going to take that as a professional challenge? Just like doctors do. They're continually learning. That's what you need to do as well. Ethical behavior. We have a lot of trust placed on us. We have the ability to take actions. So we need to make sure that we can do this ethically, that when we are out there, we have the trust of the people, the department that we serve. I recently attended a seminar where Paul Butler was speaking. I encourage you to look him up. He's got a great history. He's been in law enforcement for quite a long time and has a lot of good information. In this training, he talked about your uniform. There are two names on your uniform: the department that hired you and the people that raised you. You can bring honor to your department or dishonor to your department. You can bring honor to your name or dishonor to your name. When you have ethical decisions, when you are ethical, you bring honor to both. Number 7 is the ability to work as a team. Okay. In law enforcement, they're going to be a majority of your time you will be operating on your own. You're going to be a solo officer responding to calls. However, you need to be able to come quickly to work with partners, with teams when things are a little bit more intricate, more complex. You need to be able to work with outside agencies. Can you do that? Can you take your ego aside and still get the job done and be a team player rather than the quarterback? You need to be able to do both, because at the same time you will be required to be that quarterback, and you need to be able to communicate with the team and be the leader for the team on that call. So your ability to work with others is going to be essential. If you can't, that's going to be a big red flag for departments. If you're always in conflict with people, that's going to be a big red flag. And the last thing we're going to talk about is going to be the compassion and empathy. Okay. In law enforcement, like I said earlier, we have the ability to do a lot of things. We can write a citation. We can make an arrest. We can give an advisement. We can make a referral. Okay. So just because we can do something doesn't necessarily mean we should. So sometimes when we can't do something, are there going to be other alternatives that we can follow up? Right? Part of that working as a team. Can I make a referral to another agency who has the authority to take action in these different things? So having that compassion, understanding what we can and cannot do, and then when we have to do something, can we actually make that interaction genuine? Okay. Domestic violence is, we are required to make an arrest. Can we make that arrest in a compassionate way, treating that person with respect and giving them dignity while we have to take them away from their family, for the family's sake, for the kids' sake? That is what we're looking for. That is what departments are looking for. So I just quickly went over a bunch of things that departments are looking for, and what I encourage you to do is take a look and see where your strengths and areas of improvement are for this. Where can you be better, and then work on that. So don't just watch another video, start working on this stuff, right? Take action and make it happen. Good luck.